Hopefully you guys enjoyed that random cinematic intro. That entire sequence was shot with my Sony a7S III at 4K, 120 frames per second, 422 S-Log 3 picture profile, and I use the Sigma lens that I just bought. This is the 105mm F2.8 DG DN macro lens. This is from their art series. This is the very first macro lens I've owned, so I was really excited to see what this lens can do. And I figured if I want to do a review and share my thoughts with this with you guys, it's better to show you what this lens is capable of, and that's why I made that intro. By the way, my name is Sean. If this is the first time you're stopping by, this is my tech channel where I do unboxing, reviews, and tutorials of tech stuff. So if you like content like this, you might want to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification, and when you hit the bell icon, please change that to all, because that's the only way you'll be notified for all my future videos. Without further ado, let's do a quick unboxing of the product, do a quick physical tour of the lens, and I'll share my thoughts with you. So I'm gonna pretend I've never opened this so you guys can see what's inside the box. So this is the Sigma 105 f2.8 DG DN macro lens, and the filter size is 62mm, and this is from their art series. Let's open it up. Inside the box, you get obviously some of your literature, warranty information, and owner's manual. It does come with a carrying pouch. While this is not a fitted pouch and the lens can be loose inside a little bit, nonetheless, I personally highly appreciate a good carrying case regardless of the product you're getting. So when you open this up, you will get the lens, which does come with a lens hood. So let's go ahead trying to take that out. Well, first, why don't we start by measuring the weight? Perfect. This lens, if I can see it right, weighs 1.716 pounds, 1.7 pounds. So it has a bit of a weight to it, but for a 105mm lens, it is not that bulky and heavy at all. Certainly, I've seen heavier and larger lenses. So this is the lens body itself. It's made out of some sort of metal components. So it definitely feels very sturdy and strong. When you open up the back, you see that unfortunately we do not have weather sealing. Let's talk through some of the features of this lens. There's definitely quite a few. So starting with, what do we start from this side right here? So most macro lenses, it's not exclusive to this macro lens. They actually have a fairly slow focus motor. So in order for you to prevent unnecessary hunting, you can actually change the range that this thing will focus. So you can either set it to full mode, so it will hunt for a focus point in its entire range, or you can set it to 0.5 meters to infinity, or 0.295 meters, which is the minimum focusing distance, just under 12 inches to half a meter. So if you're gonna be fairly close to subjects, you definitely want to set it into this setting so it's not gonna constantly hunt for a focus point when you're gonna be very close to the subject. Then you have an FAL button right here, which you can also customize it inside your a7S III. You have a button for autofocus and manual focus. In this one, you have an aperture ring. And there are two ways you can adjust that. Well, there are three ways you can essentially use this. One, you have this lock button. So if you want to lock it in a certain aperture and you don't want to accidentally move this, you can lock it right here. So it's unlocked right now, and you'll be able to move this from 2.8 all the way to f22. And if you want to just change the aperture digitally from your camera, you put it on automatic and you can lock it so it won't move. And then you have another button right here. It says click on or off. This is your aperture ring if you wanted to be clicky, and you have these clicks right here. So you go from 2.8 to f4, you have 3 clicks. And then from 4 to 5.6, you have 3 clicks. And then 5.6 to 8, you have 3 more clicks, and so on and so forth. But if you want to have, obviously this would only make sense for the most part for video work. But if you want to have a smooth aperture transition. If your lighting situation changes going from indoor to outdoor and vice versa, you can have a very smooth aperture change. And this concludes all the features of this lens. It does not have image stabilization built into the lens, so you definitely need to use the image stabilization inside your Sony a7S III. The focus ring is made out of plastic. The grip is rubbery, but it is very welcoming to touch, and it is a very wide area, so which I really appreciate. So instead of being a tiny ring, this thing is a little over 2 inches wide, or maybe even 3 inches, that you get to comfortably just put your hand anywhere in this spot right here and go ahead focus. It has a little bit of a resistance, which I appreciate, so you're not going to accidentally have a touch and then obviously this thing flies all over and you lose your focus point. So if you want to have very micro adjustment, you can certainly do that right here. Let's put the lens hood on. And this is the look that you have. So at the end of the day, is this worth the price? I think US dollars, this was $7.99. The closest thing to this lens is the Sony, I think 90mm macro lens that you can get. But all the reviews I watched online, everyone talked about how much sharper this lens is. And that's what I decided to go with. So initial thoughts, I gotta tell you, it is very, very fun to shoot with this thing. But one downside is, since it does not have image stabilization inside your lens, you really need to make sure either take advantage of your in-body image stabilization, have it on a gimbal, slider. If you gotta do handhold, it's gonna show a lot. So you have to then in post-production, try to stabilize the footage a little bit. Outside of that, I really love the build quality. You guys obviously saw how sharp the results are, and I really enjoyed this. Lately, I've been getting more requests for promo videos for products, and I really needed a macro lens, something like this, to help me with some of these product shoots. So I'm excited to see what else I can shoot with this thing. As I do, I will go ahead and post it on my channel. Let me know, what do you think? Do you currently have this lens or something similar to this? What is your experience with Sigma lenses before? I would love to hear your thoughts. If you guys haven't had a chance to like this video, it takes a long time to try to put these videos together. I would appreciate a like. And if you're a return subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And if it's your first time, welcome to the channel. Hopefully you find these videos useful and consider subscribing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.